Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something huge, a hidden flaw in the way we communicate that causes so many problems. And believe it or not, it all starts with your own brain lying to you.
Okay, so let's jump right in with a little test. For just a few seconds, I want you to completely trust what you see and hear. We're going to find out just how reliable your senses actually are. All right, you got to pay close attention here. Listen to the sound that's playing, but also make sure you watch the mouth movements on the screen. Got it? Let's go.
So what did you hear? I'm willing to bet that for a lot of you, it sounded like da-da-da, right? Well, here's the crazy part. The sound you were actually hearing was ba, ba, ba. And the visual, the mouth was making the shape for ga, ga, ga. Your brain got two conflicting signals and just made something up. It created a brand new sound to resolve the conflict.
This little trick is called the McGurk effect, and it's a huge clue for us. It proves right off the bat that what you perceive isn't just a simple recording of the world. Nope, it's an interpretation, a story your brain tells itself. Okay, so if our own senses can be tricked that easily, what in the world is our brain actually doing all day? Well, it turns out it's not some passive camera. It's an active participant, and sometimes it tells us lies. But here's the thing, they're useful, well-intentioned lies. All right, check this out. Look at this checkerboard. Simple question. Are squares A and B different colors? I mean, of course they are, right? A is clearly dark gray, B is clearly light gray. Open and shut case. Or is it? Okay, now watch this very carefully. As this solid gray bar slides across, wait for it, look at that. Squares A and B are the exact same shade of gray. No way, right? Your brain literally changed the color you perceived because it knew B was sitting in the shadow, so it must be lighter. It edited reality on the fly to make the world make sense. And this right here, this is the key takeaway. Your brain isn't a camera. It's not trying to give you the raw, unfiltered truth. It's more like a movie editor. It's constantly cutting, simplifying, and even adding special effects to create a story about the world that helps you function, that helps you survive. So think about this. What happens when your reality editing brain tries to communicate with someone else's reality editing brain? Yeah, things get messy. This is where we crash into the idea that there are actually two totally different types of meaning. Let's do another quick thought experiment. I'm going to say a word, pen. What did you just see in your head? Was it a cheap blue Bic? A fancy fountain pen? Maybe a gel pen? Whatever it was, your brain just instantly grabbed that image from your mental library based on your experiences. It just filled in the blank without even asking. And that right there creates this huge gap in understanding. On one side, we have what we'll call universal meaning. That's your brain's automatic, fast and easy version based on your life. But on the other side, there's inferential meaning. That's what the other person actually means based on their life. See the problem? We're constantly assuming our meaning is the meaning. You know, pretty much every misunderstanding you've ever had, from a tiny squabble to a massive fight, happens right inside that gap. But here's the good news. There's a way to build a bridge across it, a really practical way. It's basically a three-step process to get you out of your own head and into theirs. First, you suspend your assumptions. Second, you ask for the details. And third, you use those details to build their movie in your mind. Let's walk through it. Okay, step one, you have to hit the pause button, like consciously. You have to tell your brain, hey, that automatic picture you just showed me, the default iPen, let's put that on hold. You have to accept that your first guess is probably, at best, incomplete. Just for a minute, stop trying to make their story about you. Step two is where you become a kind of detective. Your job is to gather evidence. You ask for the specific, concrete details you need to see what they saw. You use simple questions like, so what did that look like exactly? Or, can you just walk me through what happened? These questions are like keys that unlock their reality and get you out of your own. And then, step three, you take all those details they just gave you and you build a movie inside your head. Their movie. And here's where it gets really cool. Neuroscientists have found that when you can vividly imagine their experience, your brain activity actually starts to look like their brain activity. You're literally getting on the same wavelength. You're simulating their world. And what's so amazing about this is that empathy stops being this thing you have to try to feel. It's not the goal. It's just what happens. It's the natural result of this whole process. Once you've built their movie in your mind, the empathy just shows up. So let's pull all this together.
We've seen that our brains are constantly creating illusions, these mental shortcuts, and that creates a huge gap between what one person says and what another person hears. So what's the big lesson here about communication?
Well, it totally changes the game. It means effective communication isn't just about hearing words. It's about working together collaboratively to build a shared picture of reality. It's about actively building that bridge, brick by brick, detail by detail, from their mind to yours.
Look, most of the time we're all just running on autopilot, right? We let our brains' clever little shortcuts run the show. But now that you know about this illusion, you have a choice. You have the power to override that default setting. You can consciously decide to stop just hearing people and start truly seeing their world. So the only question is, whose world are you going to choose to see today?